I go for refuge and to enlighten to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. I make accumulations through practice of giving and so forth. May I become Buddha in all sentient beings. I go for refuge and to enlighten to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. I make accumulations through practice of giving and so forth. May I become Buddha in all sentient beings. I go for refuge and to enlighten to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. I make accumulations through practice of giving and so forth. May I become Buddha in all sentient beings. Sanye Joma Zoye Joma Ma Chanjo Bando Dame Gyabzo Che Taye Jinso Gebe Sonamge Dola Denge Sangye Jubala Sho Sanye Joma Goge Joma Ma Chanjo Bando Dame Gyabzo Che Taye Jinso Gebe Sonamge Dola Denge Sangye Jubala Sho Sangye Joda Goge Jonamba, Chanju Bando Dani Gelsuche, Page Jinso Gebe Sonamge, Dola Ben, Sangye Jubara Sho. Om Ye Dharma, He Tu Prabhavam, He Tum Te Shandata Gato Yavatat, Desham Jayo Nirodha Evam Vati Mahāyāna Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Desham Datagato Yavatat Desham Jayo Nirodha Evam Vati Mahāshamanaye Svaha Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum Desham Dathagato Yavatat Desham Jayo Nirodha Evam Vati Mahāshamanaye Svaha. All phenomena arise in causes. The causes recorded by the Bhagavata, the 16 causes as well as talked by Grace here. Okay, we'll turn to page 176, 176 of the Blaze of Non-Literal Bodhicittas. Okay. This is the benefit of the chapter, the first chapter, the benefits of awakening mind. Awakening mind meaning Bodhichitta. Awakening mind is the Bodhichitta, and this is the first chapter of Guide to the Bodhisattva of Life. And those of us who are from Dharma for several years, you know this author and this book. This book is extremely precious. I did mention this in I think the first or second day, that this book is extremely important. A guide to the Bodhisattva of Life. And we've studied as well, I would say the first 8 chapters. They are pretty easy. You read it and you understand it, but of course you also, in some cases, you require a little bit of explanation. And chapter 9 is a little technical. It's on emptiness, wisdom emptiness, chapter 9. It requires a whole teacher, otherwise you will not really understand it. And this is, if we really understand it and practice it, this is the best manual for managing our emotions. How to manage emotions, stress, anxiety, these things. And the author of this text, Bodhisattva Shantideva, in fact, it happened in Nalanda University in the past. The 8th century AD, how many years ago? 1,200 years ago. This teacher, the author of this text, was a highly realized master, but he always remained so unassuming. So I'm assuming that a very senior monk in the monastery, Nalanda University. How many been to Nalanda University reels? Not the new Nalanda University, which was the famous one. Use hands. Okay, this is something I think worthy for us to go and visit and pay respect, and particularly this is this where all these thoughts were developed. Amazing thoughts were developed. For example, like what we studied thus far, about emptiness, which the Buddha initially taught and later commented upon by Nagarjuna, Bodhisattva Deva, Acharya Chandrakirti, and so forth. All these discussions, all these debates, all these the brilliant, amazing thoughts were more developed there. And then this text which we're reading now, this was originally what happened there. And this author, Bodhisattva Deva, he was a very senior monk in the monastic universities. And people see that he was always sleeping. He was always sleeping and not doing anything which is considered as conventionally as productive. And people see him doing only three things: eating, sleeping, and the third, So people say that he's the one with only three thoughts. Dushya in Tibet. The one with only three thoughts. Or this is, I think it's also referred to as the Busuku in Sanskrit. The three thoughts. And he was being looked down upon by the others. And finally, and then yes, of course, the pilgrims, they come, and pilgrims get tremendous respect. And then finally they end up seeing one door, one small room with the door open and a monk sleeping there in the daytime, middle of daytime. And the other monks, they felt so embarrassed that they thought that we have to throw him out of the monastery. But he was not doing anything wrong except for this, sleeping daytime and eating, and that's it. So finally, the monks, they made a plot to kick him out of the monastery. But the plot was that they said that now, based on the seniority, we will assign the monks, each of the monks, to give teachings to the public. And they thought that he doesn't know anything. So he'll be so embarrassed, he cannot handle it, and he'll run away. So we don't have to throw him out. So he was so senior that his term was just the second or third. And then everybody, meaning the disciplinarian and other concerned monk officials, went to him and requested, "Sir, tomorrow is your turn." And he was in bed. And he said, "Yes." He accepted. Then early next morning, the disciplinarian, everybody, they recruited all the young monks and to embarrass him with all this way to show respect. It's like a little sarcastic. And then they came there with the incense to invite him to bring it to the throne. And then he said, "Yes, I'm coming." And then he got up and straight away came up. And then from distance where the teaching was happening, he saw the throne, very high throne, without the steps to climb. And there, of course, he's very smart. Look at this text. But in chapter 9, you will see that he's extremely brilliant. And he sensed that this is, ulterior motive. So from distance, what he did was that he pointed to the seat throne, pointed throne, and he gestured it to go down. And the throne went down. He got up, he sat on the throne, and then the throne got up. Then he started giving this teaching. Everybody was baffled to see that, wow, we don't expect that he is such a refined scholar. And he's taught all these things, Chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So meanwhile, it is said that he was levitating in the air. Levitating in the air. And then by the time chapter 9, chapter 10, then he says some people, he's scribbling what he was writing. Finally, he disappeared. Then the disciplinarian and everybody who thought bad about the author, his great teacher, they started to went in search of him. Finally, they found him in a forest. They requested two things. One, we made a big mistake. Please come back to the monastery. We'd like to invite you back. So he said, okay, no, don't worry. My time in the monastery over. Now I'd rather spend my time in the forest, number one. Number two request, that people discussing whether you taught the chapter 10. Because the people, many of them couldn't hear because of the height. They couldn't hear. Some people can hardly hear. They said, yes, chapter 10 was taught. And others said, no, it was not taught. So he said, yes, I did teach chapter 10. And we're interested in my works. And then there's another book, another composition which I made, which you'll find the tied at the rafter of the small house. The rafter, you'll find it there. So you can distribute it. And then he didn't come back to the monastery. He spent the rest of it. So what it says that there is one particular practice where that person has tremendous control over one's mind, not the gross mind. So what are you doing? Meditation. These things, they're all happening on the gross mind. And where when somebody gains tremendous discipline and control of the mind, they can control the subtle mind. The gross mind is very easy for them. The subtle mind, where how many you in your dream? Okay, tonight I'll have a dream of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and then your soul comes in the dream. How many do that? We don't have control. You get at the moment you fall asleep, you're fully under control of the sleep. You have no control. Once in a while, you are aware, although you do not create the dream, but you're aware that you're dreaming. You're aware. But who created? That is your the other propensities. Whereas the practitioners, highly various practitioners who like him, like this author, Deva, they can control the subtle mind, which means that the sleep, they can manipulate the sleep. They could practice in the sleep. So the mind, which one employs, for example, even making these gadgets, there are different materials to use. For example, the watch. The watch is very expensive. Why? The materials are very expensive, high quality materials used. Likewise, so although it's the same function, the mechanism is the same to show you what the time is, but the material is so good, some very poor. Likewise, the mind that we use is a gross one. Although we try to imagine emptiness, what and so forth, it's very gross mind. The effect is much less. Whereas for example, the gold, mixed. The gold has a mixture there, and some are like 18 karat, some are 24 karat gold, which means it's the purity. You agree? It depends on the purity. So more the pure, more expensive. So likewise, the mind becomes more pure, more subtle. You're able to manage these subtle minds. Each one of us, we have the subtle mind and gross mind both. But we don't learn how to manage our subtle minds. We only try to, for example, studies that we do in the schools, they're all using your gross minds, never the subtle minds. And subtle minds, we first have to activate the subtle minds. Activate the subtle minds and then use them. So therefore, many, the Tibetan masters, when they pass away, when they die, what happens is for the ordinary people like us, we see that it's a dead, done, finished. But for them, the subtle mind is still there, and because while they're still alive, they learn how to activate the subtle mind. Activate the subtle mind, and then use the subtle mind for meditation. And this subtle mind that you activate at the time while you're still alive, and the subtle mind that it gets activated at the time of death, these two are very similar. Since then, most of us, we never learn how to activate the subtle mind. We never learn how to use the subtle mind. And when we die, when the subtle mind gets activated on its own, we don't know how to use it. We are not even aware of that. For example, like sleep is a subtle mind. We're not aware what's happening in sleep. The moment you are sleeping, you think that you are in a different world. You are somewhere there. But it's not there. It's subtle mind operating. And whereas those people who know how to activate subtle mind, and then when naturally the subtle mind gets activated, naturally, one is when one goes to sleep, then when one faints, and then when one dies. So you deliberately activate the subtle mind while you're still alive, and then you use that mind to meditate on emptiness, bodhicitta, and so forth. So these people, when they die, naturally the subtle mind gets activated. So they can easily take advantage. They identify, okay, now my subtle mind is activated naturally. So then they take hold of that opportunity to meditate on the emptiness and so forth. So that is extremely powerful to purify the negativities and for the path gade para samgade bodhisvaha. And then you decide your next life. So this, with the subtle mind activated, that's just the transition mind, the mind transitioning to the next life, and then next life is guaranteed something to be extremely meaningful, purposeful, and so forth. Whereas when we die, there's so much anger, so much craving, so much of the grief. I'm losing somebody, I'm losing all these things behind. So there, this mind is not going to be connected to the good rebirth. So these are things that we need to keep in mind. So with this in mind, this teacher is somebody who really realized that level where one can manipulate your subtle mind and then practice it. So therefore for him, all the other things, they are like very gross. And then he's really focused on this to awaken hidden treasure within to become Buddha for the benefit of sentient beings. Okay. So if you read the chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you will see that particularly chapter 1, you will sense that there's all this incredibly compassionate, so profoundly compassionate. And then you read chapter 9, you will see this extremely brilliant, intelligent. If you read chapter 9 alone, study chapter 9 alone, you may get a feeling that, wow, this is so brilliant, incredible brilliant, that if I go close to him, he may see me as an insignificant person like this. But you read chapter 1, and you will sense that, of course, he will not see me as insignificant, he will embrace me. You're getting it? This is a beauty where usually what happens is when you are so brilliant, we tend to look down upon others. Or when you're so compassionate, and then they say there's so much, you're too soft that the people may not see that as you to be so brilliant. But the combination, that is something which actually happens if you practice. So let's read this, and this is about benefits of awakening mind. Awakening mind meaning Bodhichitta. This in Tibetan, Semke. Bodhichitta, Bodhi, the mind, and Chit. The Bodhi, the awakening, and Chit is the mind, awakening mind. And Tibetan is the Semke. Okay. So and the other thing also like to share with you is that another thing that I also like to share with you is that there was one great, incredible great teacher, Mongolian teacher. I don't know which century, maybe about 100 years ago, maybe 100 or 200 years ago, one Mongolian teacher who was trained in Tibet, of course, amazingly brilliant, high-level Geshe. And then finally, on his way back to Mongolia from Tibet, on the way he met another great teacher. And then he made a promise to that teacher that after getting audience with you, I'll make a commitment that every day I will read some very important texts by the great masters. Texts. And this other teacher said that that's good if you would like to, be used to these different texts, and you're already a great scholar, and it's good. But instead, I would suggest you to read chapter 1 of this, which we are reading. That teacher advised the other scholar that instead of that, you read chapter 1 of Guided Bodhisattva's Life. If you read chapter 1 and contemplate on meanings, automatically all the other texts, they will be activated in your mind, because you know all the texts. You study so thoroughly. For your emptiness bodhicitta, they're all so alive in your mind. So just read this, and everything with the bodhicitta, everything else will come to you. So this is exactly what the Buddha taught. Buddha taught that bodhisattvas may not necessarily study, be trained in many things. Let me repeat it. But this is what the Buddha taught. Bodhisattvas may not be trained in many things. If they're trained in one thing, everything will come in their palm. And Buddha rhetorically asked, what is that one thing? And the Buddha responded, it's a great compassion. When you have the great compassion, everything else will come to you. And this I find quite fascinating, because some of the mothers who identify themselves as not so good in science, maths, and so forth in their school days, the moment they have the little child, and the little child, first you have to teach A, B, C, D. That's easy. And gradually the mothers also teach science. Mother doesn't know. So what does? Mother learns. Mother learns it. At this age, she's learning now. Math, she's learning. Science, learning. In order to teach, why teach? Because of love. So where you have love and affection, everything comes to you. Although you identify yourself as somebody who's not good in science and mathematics, but because of the love for your child, you're learning all these things once more. So this is something which is extremely precious, particularly this feeling of the universal compassion, bodhicitta, is so precious. And I remember His Holiness the Dalai Lama, during the public teachings, because of his experience with bodhicitta, whenever this word I still remember so vividly, whenever this word bodhicitta comes, instantly he runs into tears, His Holiness. That is something extremely same. So our job is just practice this. Practice it, and they never give up. It will not come to us within weeks, months, or 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. It'll take time. But once you start to feel the heat of that, the feeling is very different. You see that your mind is actually literally expanding. Otherwise, your mind. So, do you see any knot in your mind? Do you see any knot? You don't see. You do not see any knot, but the knot is there. Knot is there. This is this very subtle psychophysical complex, which biologically you will not see this. You cut your body open and you will not see anything. No knot there. But the knot is extremely strong knots are there. How do you know that? Let's say that somebody praises you. What do you feel? Happy. Somebody praises your mom. You happy? Yes. Somebody praises your brother who's exceptionally doing good, and then you are undermined. You're not too happy. And somebody praises your neighbor who is exceptionally good, and then undermining you. You are not too happy. And somebody praises another person who's your competitor, you'll be very unhappy. And then that teacher tells you, you join me to praise him. Then you'll feel some knot there. You're getting it? This is a knot. It's not a physiology. It's not the physical knot. You could feel it. Mentally, could feel it. Okay. Okay. Somebody tells you. Okay. Some of the young ones. I don't the Sheila, if you're working, if you ever worked for some pocket money, I don't know, but the seniors, elders, you know that, say you know the value of money. You have to work so hard for that. Okay, let's say that, oh, there's a poor person. Oh, yeah. The $5. Yes, $5. What is yes? Which means your mind says yes. Your mind flows. Intention flows. You're getting it? Intention. What is it? I brought this word intention in what context? In what context? Intention. Suddenly I just picked up this word intention. You remember something where we studied before? Itai? 5 mental factors. 5 omnipresent mental factors or 5 ever-present mental factors. Thank you. Okay. So when I say the intention, this group, you should not feel alien. You getting it? Oh, what is it talking about? But others, if there's a new group, they'll feel lost. What is it talking about? But you know what exactly I'm saying. You have the background. So intention, which embraces or which rejects, this mind will agree. And they agree. Embrace. Yes, please. And then the next day, another person comes to you. Same person needs $100. What did he say? Are you sure? What for? Right? Oh, for this. Okay. So yesterday it was? Yesterday? Yes. $5. Yes. Now, $10. You will? Or $100? And person explains you so well. Right? Okay. So you feel a little knot, uneasiness here. You feel a knot. You understand what I'm saying? And then next day, the person is in emergency, $1,000 US dollars. You will say, no. Yes. No. No, you have to pay. Then who will help? You have to. Then what happened? Then is also like the responsibility comes on you. Then your mind says that, what? No, you could feel this. Do it and see the tension. Do it. Pull. You will pull. Or don't just to pull it like this. What is the tension like? Strong? This is exactly what you'll feel here. And somebody forces you, you have to pay $1,000 to this person. You have to been to Tushita, Bodhichitta, right? And then you will say, what Bodhichitta? No way you're getting it. Then you could literally feel something here. How many agree with me, raise hands? There's something there, full there. So this is where when you feel jealousy, it's like this. Happiness you feel inside. You're getting it? And if you check it, there's no happiness there. If you check it, there's no heavy solid metal there. But you could feel it. You could feel it. This is a mental state. You're getting it? Okay. So this is the one which which attracts all the miseries to us. Where if this is released completely, that's awakened state. And if you are given this say with jealousy, you start this happiness, right? Happiness, you feel happiness. And then if there's a pill, you take the pill and the happiness disappears, would you be happy to take the pill or not? Yes, of course. But this is the result of the jealousy. What is happening is there's some kind of not happening. No way. You're getting it? No way. So there's some kind of not happening there. Not happening. That is the one which creates problem to us. So how to release this? By expanding your compassion, the way the mother feels towards the child. You're getting it? Child is successful. The mother, generally speaking, right? Not all, right? Generally speaking, mother feels so happy. Okay, one day what happened was that I was in Italy and suddenly I was sick. And my friends, they brought the doctor. And the doctor is like like average age, youngish age lady doctor, and she was to give an injection to my butt, and I said no, right? And my host said, why? He said, she came to treat you. I said no. I didn't say anything, I just said no. Then the evening, my friend brought, and a very senior male doctor. And the male doctor, what he did, and then I said yes. Then how he gave an injection with the syringe, he pulled the medicines in the syringe, and the syringe he threw like this. Through like this, not like, not gently, through like this. But I don't mind. And then after once the injection done, he said that I came to discover that this girl was his daughter. And he saw that, and he thought a different way. He thought that this monk did not trust my daughter for her expertise. And he said that she's my daughter, she's a very good doctor. She's very good, you can trust her. You can. He thought that I did not trust the girl. Okay, this is why I said it. I don't know why I said it. Not, no. Andrew, you remember? Okay, I don't know why I said this. I think this is a girl because she raised hand like this, so I was distracted. Tell me what's your question?
Maybe it's a bad question, but when you said that when you are awakened, so you don't have jealousy, so when you're awakened, when someone asks for you from you $1,000, you will give him, or you can say no without feeling this. You can just say no.
Okay. Now tell me. Okay. This is a very good question. What Sharon is saying is that to say no, it is not necessary that there should be a knot. Even without the knot, pain of the knot, and the knot is very painful. This knot is very painful. For example, what is that knot like? It can come and manifest in different forms. For example, you lose somebody who you love so much. Your mind does not accept. Again, the knot is no. When you say no means you are not accepting reality. You are pulling this, and you are saying no. It's so straining. It drains your energy. It's so painful. Now she's saying that without the feeling of this knot, still you can say no, right? So if somebody says the $10,000, you can say no. Not necessary that you should have not to say no. Okay, so let me now, if this is a situation, just let us check how to see the root. You're getting it? You have to check the root. You have to check deep inside. There's something there, and it looks like so nice. Without the knot, still you can say no. You're getting it? Without the knot, still you can say no. Like what this young man said, that I like to have the tears, please no tears. Tears of samsara and no tears of nirvana together. You remember this boy said it? I want to have the fun of the samsara plus nirvana both. So fun of the samsara means tears. I want to have the tears of samsara and without the tears of nirvana together. And so this girl saying without the knot and say no. You're getting it? Okay, now let's see. Okay, she's pointing to something. Okay, let me ask you one question. Why do you say no?
Why did I say no? Because I'm living in a conventional world.
Yes.
And I see myself in the same level.
This is a very important question. Yes.
I see myself as I know I need to see myself lower, but I see myself the same level as the other person, and I need to also look at him, but also look at myself.
Okay. What's the problem with you? Look at yourself, meaning look at yourself for what? Look at yourself for what?
Because I'm living in the convention.
I know, so you don't want to let go of $1,000. Why? Okay, I'm dependent, right? So if you're not dependent, then you can let go.
Yes.
Okay.
But everything is
Okay. So which means even the Buddhas will also say no.
I don't know.
Everything's dependent. You said
Yes.
everything's dependent.
That's also my question. Buddha is also dependent. Also in the convention.
Okay, Buddha's dependent on the universal compassion. Therefore, he will say everything take away. You're getting it? Buddha's also dependent, not the way we are. We are weak. Buddha's not weak. Buddha is perfectly strong because of the compassion.
It's like, yeah, okay.
You're getting it?
Then I have a reference.
Yes. Wow.
In page 40, the four dharmas of
Venerable Gambopa.
Yes.
Yes, what do you say?
So the fourth one is like, you don't need the 1, 2, 3 because the fourth one is like, may I be blessed that the flaws are seen in the light of exalted wisdom.
Yes.
If I'm free from like judging or like I see the wisdom of my faults, so I'm free. I feel.
Yes. And then what? So why do you say no?
Because I have compassion for myself.
Okay. So the what Sharon is saying is very true. So before we do to help others, make sure that you help yourself. This is so important. You're getting it? Don't mix up the two things. The theory and the practice. Practice begins from 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. You climb like this. Theory, you can start from the top. You can start the top. Quantum physics. But to talk about to really learn quantum physics, you have to study the Newtonian physics. You getting it? So what the Sharon's saying is the practical reality. Practically speaking, first, ultimately, what she said is she pointed the fourth one, the four dhammas of Venerable where they said that may I be able to see the flaws in the light of exalted wisdom. Say, then you're free completely. When you reach that level, what is 10,000 rupees? It's just $10,000. What is that? It's nothing for you. But somebody who is not yet reached that level, so you have to know your level. So first you have to make sure that you protect yourself. You protect yourself. This is so, don't feel shy. Don't think that this is selfishness. You have to protect yourself so well. Then meanwhile, don't just remain restricted to this. I should protect myself. Right? In practical terms, protect yourself. In your thought, see how I can grow to expand, right? I'll grow to such extent that under any situation, my mind is at peace, my mind is happy. At the moment, when you have the money, you feel safe. When the money is gone, you give the money, you feel unsafe. This is where your mind feels polarized. Your mind feels polarized that under the with money, good health, and the environment, you feel safe. The moment you go out of this, okay, I think Jay said out of box, right? Say the moment you go out of box, you feel threatened. You feel scared. Now, what is the liberation? Liberation is when you're inside the box, outside the box. In both cases, you should feel liberated. And that is not easy because we are already in the box and we have never experienced of the outer box. So while now we gradually learn. So in practice, in reality, make sure that you protect yourself. In theory, try to go out of box mentally. Go out of box and see, okay, what if I give the $1,000? Oh, no. Even mentally, you'll feel the stress. Mentally, just giving mentally is not going away. Don't worry. But still you will feel the stress. If I give $1,000, right? If I give, still you will feel the little stress. Oh, 500 is okay, not 1,000. No, 5,000 is also big. 500 is also big. You have to work for hours, many hours. It's not that easy, right? So that way, mentally do this exercise. And physically protect yourself. If you think that you cannot give $100, don't give. You're getting it, don't force yourself. In fact, the dharma, number one thing is dharma is for your own benefit, for your well-being. You're getting it? Your well-being. Start from there. So meanwhile, don't remain static. This is nothing great, but you have to face the reality. This is how we start. At the same time, if you stay in this, you continue to suffer. So just see how to go out of that to free yourself. When you out of box, inside box, where that feeling, uneasy feeling is not coming. For example, let's say that they say, what if you give $1,000? Then the knot is felt. You getting it? You will say no very easily, but if you give, the knot is felt. That is a problem. When you give, there's a problem. When you don't give, there's no problem, which means that it's limited. Whereas you give, no give. In fact, when you reach to a higher level, when you give, the joy multiplies. The joy that somebody gives you $1,000 and you give $1,000 to others. At the moment, tell me, Sharon, which is happier? Somebody giving $1,000 or you give $1,000 to somebody else? Which means happier? Be very honest.
Well, in my perspective, right?
Okay, your mom gives you $1,000 or you have to give $1,000 to somebody else.
Someone gives me.
Okay, good. So this is a limitation because you don't feel this ease in both cases. But when you reach a certain level of what we are practicing bodhicitta, when you reach a certain level of experience, you will get $1,000. I'm so happy. That happens very different. That happens not because you got the money, you appreciate the happiness of appreciating the other's kindness rather than money. Money is nothing for you. Listen. There are two things. Some people, they get the money, they don't appreciate the person's kindness. They appreciate the money. That is very low thinking. Some people, they don't care about the money. They appreciate the other person's affection. You getting it? This is one thing. Then next is you give $1,000. That happiness is, they said, happens to get out of $1,000, that you getting $1,000, is multiplied by 1,000 times when you give money to others. That is when you reach a certain level of compassion. You're getting it? The metaphor given was by Acharya Chandrakirti, who the NMC students last night, they who have been studying this text, so there, this author said, compare the two joys, levels of the joy. On the one hand, the arhats, those who already eradicated the craving, already eradicated the self-grasping ignorance, and they are in the bliss of the meditative concentration, the pure bliss of the meditative concentration. On the other hand, a bodhisattva just idly sitting in the room and he could hear somebody outside saying, please give me something, for alms. And then this bodhisattva felt so happy that I'm getting the chance to help somebody. That happiness bodhisattva feels far, far, far excels the joy and the peace the arhat's feeling in the deep meditative state. You're getting it? So this is the thing. So therefore, the final what is happening is that it's all about, okay, how many agree with me? Did you feel happy, not happy, sad, or you feel stingy, or you feel what? Very generous. Is all about the mental state. You agree, do you sense? Good. And some people to give $100, you could feel the nod. For some people, $100 giving is not a problem. It's not about whether you are rich or poor. It's not about whether you're rich or poor. Even if somebody is so rich, they don't dare to give even $10. Yeah, there are people I know. It's not about rich or poor. Some people, they themselves don't have anything. So nowadays you see many of these, the YouTubes, they're coming up. Some poor people, they don't have anything. They are begging themselves, and they see somebody who's suffering, they give them money. Whatever they got, they give it, everything to the other person. This is about heart. So it's finally that somebody having the infinite ease. Again, it's a mental state. You agree? Infinite ease, also a mental state. And they feeling so conscious, suffocated, also mental state. And seeing everything so bright is also mental state. Seeing everything so gloomy is also mental state. You like peaceful, you like quiet place, or you like the noisy place? Quiet place. But one time when your mind goes through low phase of life, even the quietude, it can be a factor for you to feel even more low. Look, it's so quiet. Everything's so sad. Look, even the birds are not chirping. So sad. You know, every factor can make you drown your mind down. And sometimes quietude, wow, it's so peaceful. It just lights you up. It's all the mental state. You agree? Okay, now the next question is that what is the true nature of mind? The true nature of my mind. True nature of your mind. True nature of my mind. True nature of mind is to give whatever you have. Billions of dollars you have to give. That is a true nature of mind. And meanwhile, say, if you're able to give, say, $10,000 and you feel at ease, $100,000, no, not so. No, you feel the knot, which still there's a knot there. You give infinite, still no, they say that you don't feel the knot. There's ease there. This is the liberation. Does it make sense? This makes sense. The real liberation is where you don't feel any unease under any situation. This is a liberation. You understand it? You agree? This is something which we have never thought about. You getting it? Yes. Okay. Okay, giving out of, let's say like this, or if I don't give, then it's stinginess. Stinginess, I may accumulate negative karma, and negative karma, I'll have a negative consequence in the future. So I'll take birth of as a suffer poverty in the future. With this fear, you give. Okay, this is very good, very good. Even giving, there are so many layers of quality. Say one giving is where, for example, say one giving is so that people will see that he's very generous man. He's very generous man. This is purely mundane. You getting it? It's just a waste of your money. Giving is just a waste of money. Instead, giving harms you. It raises your ego. It harms you rather than benefit. Okay. And then the worst is not giving. Not giving, stingy, and you want your fame. There are many people like this. They don't want to give even a single person penny, and still they want to have the be very famous and popular and so forth. Narcissist people, they're still there. So that is the worst. And the next says that okay, if I give, then they'll praise me. Then they'll see me. My image will be built. This is very low quality, better than somebody who's not giving at all. Then the next one is you give, and then okay, so I give you, and then deep inside, I expect thank you from you. Right? That is another level. And still another would be like, okay, if I give, I commit positive karma, which means that your confidence, cause and effect is there. Cause and effect confidence is very precious. Very precious, and you give it not out of compassion, out of your say conviction in cause and effect. That so if I put money in the bank, then I'll get the interest. You're getting it? It's not about compassion. You don't feel compassion to the bank. You are investing money so that you'll get the interest. So with this cause and effect karma, so in future I'll not suffer, I'll get more wealth. This is more like the business transaction. But cause and effect is so precious. So these people will not do harms. But narcissist people, they will do harms. These people who believe in cause and karma, the fear of karma, they will not do harm. Fear of God, whether God exists or not, this is not an issue. Fear of God, these people will, fear of God, genuine people, they will not create wars. Fundamentalists, they can create wars. The genuine people, because God doesn't want me to create pains on others. So war is out of question. They will not create wars. But when the belief, faith, goes in the totally wrong direction, fundamentalism can come up. That can kill people. Okay, so this next level. Then the next is that okay, yeah, so this money is coming to me, and it's more easy money coming to me from my mother's pension, my father's pension, so forth. And then I don't see I have enough money, so I'll give it to somebody. That's was very good. That's better. And then the next would be like, no, this person needs. This person is not. It's not about whether I will get the benefit or not. This person is in need of help. You give without any expectation return. Without any expectation return. This is one. Then the higher, still higher. Is there any higher level of giving?
Yes.
What?
Giving that you don't have, but giving what you can.
No, this is what I said. Say I don't have. What if I give you? You getting it?
If you are asking 1,000 and I give you $10, it's the same in my opinion.
That's fine. But higher than this, can you think of?
Yeah, giving without anyone knowing what you're giving.
There's also one thing. Is there any higher? No. What I'm saying is this is says what you give is different, but how you give. With joy. With joy. Oh, I'm so happy, right? So giving, it makes me so happy. You give, right? So you're expecting this joy. Okay. So there, with the joy, there are two. Expecting the joy, and without expecting joy, but you have the joy. Right? Okay, this is good. Is there any higher? Huh? Giving out of gratitude does not really come at the top. It comes where somewhere at the top, not top. Here.
When we give someone, obviously we feel unlimited joy that, oh, I'm so, like I'm helping someone, really joy. But at the same time, you feel compassionate about the other beings. Why these old beings are in such situation that they have to ask me, like, why they don't have, like, they must be given, like, they must not be in such situation that they have to come near me to ask for help.
This is a very high level compassion, but I'm talking about the giving. Okay, Jamie. Yes, this is what I'm saying. Like unconditionally, you give, not expecting anything. Here, sorry. Empathetic joy. This is beautiful. Still, there's higher. Okay, giving without being asked. This is also like empathetic. You know, so I know you want it, but you're not asking me. I know you want it. You need it, right? Meaning.
You can anticipate or you can figure out that this person might need it.
Might need is quite the complicated. Whereas you know that this person needs it, and you give it in such a way, as others said, that other person doesn't know that you are giving it. I give to make the other person happy. Yes, in most cases, when you say to make the other person happy, that comes above 50%, which means it becomes a pure giving. Okay, the itai. Okay, right answer. Emptiness. Okay, very good, very good. I did not. They say I was not expecting that, but this is very good. Thank you. Okay, over the your name, Mandy. Yeah, just for that the other should be benefited. Very good. Okay, the Vincent. Okay, giving but not giving. Right. This is amazing concept. Don't forget it. Giving but not giving. Right. This is a very important concept. Let's not forget it. Let's not forget it. You bring this up a little later. Okay, Shaoli. Okay, I would say that when how other people describes, how the other people describes, if you really give it in the spirits, your ego is subsided. Generally, yeah, I agree with you. Okay, the Aja Samala. Okay, how? Oh, whatever you have, you give. Okay. But if you have you are left with nothing, when you feel hungry, then what will you do? Okay, then then there is emptiness. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, all these questions should come. You're getting it? Somebody gives the answer. Somebody gives the answer. You have to come with the questions. And also, when you give the answer, you must entertain the questions. Don't just block the questions. Enter the questions. Make sure that you have a very sensible answer to all these questions. If that happens, your at least the theory in giving is become so refined. You're getting it? Then when you practice it, it's not going to be a problem. Otherwise, when you practice, you are bound to face with challenges which other people would otherwise ask you. So for example, like when you give everything, then the what if you have nothing to eat? When you're hungry, what would you do? You have to think of that. Okay, sharp the Kaushalya. 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 Are you sure? Some people they take and they will not distribute. You look at the small children. Give a chocolate, two chocolates. Some share, some don't share. It's not that everybody shares. We should be very realistic. You're getting it? Learn how to be realistic. Don't be idealistic. You're getting it? You give and everybody will there's be very realistic. You're getting ready. Face the reality. You are in the conventional world. The conventional, don't think that everybody is Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. You're getting it? Okay, don't think that everybody is Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Don't forget it. You're getting it? Said there once upon a time, there was a there was a gentleman who is my host, and the he and his girlfriend, both of them were hosting primarily the gentleman. One day, when I was invited, only the man was there and the girl was not there. I thought the girl must have gone out of station. Later on, towards the end of the program, after a few days, somebody told me that Geshe-la, this girl wants to meet you separately. I was confused. What happened? So, which means the girl is not out of station. Girl is still here. And why she's not here? And then finally, I agreed. Yes. Then I met her separately, and she started to complain about her boyfriend. Then I told her, "Okay, you tell me one thing. You tell me one thing. So what do you want? What kind of boyfriend do you want? You want a bodhisattva boyfriend?" Then I told her, if you have bodhisattva boyfriend, he's even more worse. Very boring. Because he will never spend time with you. He will keep going around, helping others, helping others, helping others. He will not even have the time to drink tea with you, to have food with you. He will not have time. It's very boring. Tell me what kind of boyfriend do you want? Right? Bodhisattva boyfriend is the worst for you. It's the worst. Even a selfish boyfriend is good. At least will spend time with you, eat together, hand in hand, go a beach. Bodhisattva will never do that. He will not have time. So then he start laugh. You're getting this reality. Don't think the whole world is bodhisattva. You getting it? Kaushalya? Don't think the whole world is bodhisattva. You give and everybody will give, and it's spreading. Is what is the word you used? It's spread. No, be very realistic. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, here, Phil.
Skillful means during when I give. Because it seems that whenever someone asks me, I give.
Yes.
If I use skillful means, I can understand what is the other person really needs.
Okay, so in a way, what he's saying is that what is required for the other person. You have to know this so well. That is a different story. This is very good. Yes. And sometimes, as who said it, without the other person knowing that you are giving. And it's also a good thing. It's not always the case. You're getting it? Sometimes what happens is that there are many people who come to Tibet House, then they give something to all the staff, the cakes, they bring something cakes and so forth. And then the Tibet House, the person who serves tea, and he would just divide everything and give to everything. The first thing that I ask is, who offered this? And the person has no clue. I said, always make sure that you have to know who that person is and inform this to others that this is from Mr. A, Mr. B, Mrs. A, Mrs. B, whatever, because some people appreciate it. That sense of appreciation is very important. You're getting it? Not to take for granted others' affection, not to take for granted others' help. We have to acknowledge that. This is so important. So the point is that sometimes you have to look at the situation. As skillfulness, you have to know the situation so well. Sometimes people, they are not ready to accept any kind of donation offering from somebody and help of somebody else, although the person needs help. Under such situation, you can offer the help anonymously. You're getting it? Without letting the other person know that you are doing it. This is so important. But in some cases, these people will be extremely happy to know that you are helping. In such cases, oh no, I want you to remain anonymous. No, the person appreciates that. So you let know that you are helping. What's wrong? But some cases you yourself feel so uncomfortable that other people, that you are helping, and then the other people appreciate it, and you feel so uncomfortable. If that is who you are, right? Then in which case do it anonymously. Otherwise, if you don't mind somebody appreciating it, let others appreciate it. It's fine. Don't expect that appreciation. But if it does happen, that appreciation of other person itself is so precious. Okay, now let me share with you that when you give, another level of the higher level is when you give deliberately, you give it in such a way that the other person learns how to give. Other person learns how to give. Okay, this is also possible. I can also give. That is so important. So while with the act of giving, you change the other person. Change the other person's thinking to go from gate to gate paragate. You're going to gate paragate. Meanwhile, let the other person also grow gate paragate. You're getting it? Let the other person learn. For example, say sometimes it's just a little bit of sharing. Say, sometimes my office car breaks down, and then I have to take the regular, tuk-tuk. What is tuk-tuk? In the olden times, nowadays it's very easy. Ola, Uber, so fast, very efficient, much way cheaper. And tuk-tuk, we have to bargain. Ola, we don't have to bargain. It's very easy, right? Whatever comes, you give it, and the other person also doesn't expect, and you go give extra. That's very good. You're getting it. So, say tuk-tuk. Say from where I am to the office, the regular cost 40 rupees. Then I go there, Buddhist monk, he thinks I can cheat. So says 100 rupees. 40 rupees, it rose to 100 rupees. Then I say, I know the cost is 40 rupees. Then two of us bargain. It was a bargain. Bargain, it reaches to 60. 60. Then I said, okay, 60. Then we go. When I reached there, so on the way, I was some beggars, some who are genuinely some beggars, and with whom we have developed. I know that he feels mentally connected, emotionally connected. So I give like 100 rupees. And the Tukruwala, he's a little shocked. He's bargaining for 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 30 rupees, and he's giving 100 rupees to that person who doesn't do anything for him. And I'm helping him, taking him, and he's bargaining. He's not giving even the oil price is like there's 30 rupees, even 10 rupees is not, but this person does not do anything to him, and he's confused. And then mentally, he's trying. And then finally he reaches there. He thought that, okay, now he will, from 60, he'll drop down to 50. The driver thinks, because he knows the price is 40. So he will not, from 60, he will give it 50. So then I give, and then he will give me the remaining 40. And I said he was expecting to ask for more, another 10. So this 40, I put in his hand bag and said, keep it yourself. Then he couldn't believe. You getting it? He couldn't believe. Look at like this, and there's a smile coming. Why not believe? This person bargain, right? Looks so stingy. And so finally, whatever he has, he gave it to me, right? He's very compassionate, right? Bargaining to tell me that don't cheat others. Don't deceive others. This is why he bargained. And yet he's ready to give 100 rupees very easily. So he's compassionate. And he's teaching me not to cheat others. At the same time, he's compassionate. And so he learns compassion. He learns not to cheat others, not to deceive others. You're getting it? But it's just simple act of giving. So if he says the 100 rupees, I said, okay, I feel compassion to him. I know it's 40 rupees. I'll give compassion. He will not take his compassion. He will think that I'm able to deceive this person. So what he builds, he accumulates negative karma of deceiving others. You're getting it? Now he could not deceive. And on top of that, he realizes that this person is ready to give him 100 rupees, but he's bargaining in order to teach me not to deceive others. Now what happens? Look, the consequence, the positive waves, and he'll go to his house with the wife and with his children, with a simple, bread, dinner, whatever. And the wife may ask, "How is your day?" Oh, I met a strange person, right? And the children, they're listening. I met a stranger. What happened? You should always fight, Oh, I fought with this person. I fought with this customer, that customer, and so forth. Today, again, the wife thought that, well, again, you have a fight, right? Right? No. So this person, I said 100 rupees. 100 rupees. It's 40 rupees, but I said 100 rupees. And he bargained, and he gave 100 rupees to unknown person. And finally, I gave him 40 rupees back, and that he put me in my hands and gave it back to me. Very compassionate. And I cannot deceive him. He knows the exact price. I cannot deceive him. And also he gave me the remaining money. He's very compassionate. So the children are learning this from the father, that deceiving is not good. Compassion is very good. My father values this. So not only he learned, his wife also got the chance to learn. His children got the chance to learn this. Otherwise, who are struggling, generally speaking, who are struggling with so meager things like 10 rupees and so forth. So their life is so hard. In most cases, they have to survive with telling lies. And this is what the children learn. So in a way, you are giving something by teaching others, and the teaching spreads to the children, the family members. That is so precious. That is something when you keep in mind. Okay, with this mind, let us read this. Just try to contemplate on meanings as much as possible. What's the page? 176. Page 176 of the Blaze of Non-Dual Bodhicittas. Okay, together. Okay, your name? Okay, Neha, would you mind reading it for us? Okay, okay, Neha, wait for the mic. Neha.
Respectfully, I prostrate
Okay. Title, author, everything.
The Benefits of Awakening Mind. Chapter 1, A Guide to Bodhisattva's Way of Life. Sanskrit, Bodhisattva Acharya
Avatara. Tibetan, Changchup Sempe Chupa La Chupa. Good. Author?
Bodhisattva Shantideva.
Good.
Respectfully, I prostrate myself to the Sudatas
Going down with the
Dharmakaya,
all of us together. Yes.
as well as to their noble children, and to all who are worthy of veneration. Here I shall explain how to engage in the vows of Buddha's children, the meaning of which I have condensed in accordance with the scripture. There is nothing here that and I have no skill in the art of rhetoric. I therefore have no thought as right to others. I write this in order to acquaint it with my mind. For due to acquaintances, the force of my faith may increase because of these words. If, however, these words are seen by others, equally fortunate to myself, it may be meaningful for them. Leisure and endowment are very hard to find, and since they accomplish what is meaningful for beings, if I do not take advantage of them, how will opportunity come about again? Just as the flash of lightning in the dark cloudy night, for an instant brightly illumines all, likewise in God's world, a wholesome thought rarely appears. Hence, virtue is perpetually feeble. The great strength of negativity being extremely intense, and except for fully liberating mind, while virtue will be all the Buddhas who have contemplated for many eons have seen it to be beneficial, for life will quickly attain the supreme state of bliss. Those who wish to destroy the many sorrows of their conditioned existence, those who wish all beings to experience uncontrolled joys, and those who wish to experience much happiness should never forsake the awakening mind. The moment an awakening mind arises in those fettered and weak in the jail of cyclic existence, they will be named a child of the Sugatas and will be revered by both humans and gods of the world. It is like a supreme gold-making elixir, for it transforms the unclean body we have taken into the priceless jewel of Buddha form. Therefore, firmly seize this awakening mind, since the limitless mind of the sole guide of the world has upon thorough investigation seen its preciousness. All beings wishing to be free from worldly abodes should firmly take hold of this precious awakening mind. All other virtues are like plantain trees, for after bearing fruit they simply perish. Yet the perennial tree of the awakening mind unceasingly bears fruit and thereby flourishes without end. Like entrusting myself to a brave person when greatly afraid, by entrusting myself to this awakening mind, I shall be swiftly liberated, even if I have committed extremely unbearable wrongs. Why then do the conscientious not devote themselves to this? Just like the fire at the end of an age, it instantly consumes all great wrongdoing. It is unfathomable advantages were taught to the disciples by the wise Lord Maitreya. In brief, the awakening mind should be understood to be of two types: the mind that aspires to awaken and the mind that ventures to do so. As is understood by the distinction between aspiring to go and actually going, so the wise understand in turn the distinction between these two. All the great fruits occur in psychic existence from the mind that aspires to awaken, and uninterrupted flow of merit does not ensue, as it does with the venturing mind. And for those who have perfectly seized this mind, with the thought never to turn away, from totally liberating the infinite forms of life, from that time hence, even while asleep or unconcerned, a force of merit equal to the sky will perpetually ensue. For the sake of those inclined towards the lesser vehicle,
This was logically asserted by the Tathagata himself in the sutra requested by Buddha. If even the thought to relieve living creatures of merely a headache is beneficial intention, endowed with infinite goodness, then what need is there to mention the wish to dispel their inconceivable misery, wishing every single one of them to realize boundless good qualities? To even fathers and mothers have such a benevolent intention as this. To the gods and sages, does even Brahma have it? If those beings have never before ever dreamt attitude for their own sake, how would it ever arise for the sake of others? This intention to benefit all beings, which does not arise in others, even for their own sake, is an extraordinary jewel of the mind, and its birth is an unprecedented wonder. How can I fathom the depths of the goodness of this jewel of the mind, the panacea that relieves the world of pains and is the source of all its joy? If merely a benevolent intention excels veneration of the Buddhas, then what needs to mention striving to make all beings without exception happy? Although wishing to be rid of misery, they run towards misery itself. Although wishing to have happiness, like an enemy, they ignorantly destroy it. For those who are deprived of happiness and burdened with many sorrows, it satisfies them with all joys, dispels all suffering, and clears away ignorance. Where is there a comparable virtue? Where is there even such a friend? Where is there merit similar to this? If whosoever repeats a kind deed is worthy of some praise, then what need to mention the Bodhisattvas who do good without being asked of them? The world honors his virtues, the one who sometimes gives a little plain food disrespectfully to a few beings, will satisfy them for only half a day. What need be said then of one who eternally showers the peerless bliss of the swagas upon limitless numbers of beings, thereby fulfilling all their hopes? The Buddhas have said that whoever bears a harmful thought against a benefactor such as a bodhisattva will remain in hell for as many eons as there are harmful thoughts. However, if a virtuous attitude should arise in that regard, its fruit will multiply far more than that. When bodhisattvas greatly suffer, they generate no negativity. Instead, their virtues naturally increase. I bow down to the body of those whose precious mind is born. I seek refuge in that source of joy, who brings happiness even to those who bring harm. Okay. Okay. Now the Bodhichitta. Bodhichitta, first of all, let me define what it is. Bodhichitta. As always in the mornings, the morning sessions, the first early morning session, 5:45 session, we talk about the Bodhichitta, taking the aspiration Bodhisattva vow. We describe the Bodhichitta as, anyone who remembers? We describe what kind of adjective we give to the Bodhichitta, particularly those who attend the morning sessions. Anyone else?
The altruistic intention.
What adjective do we give? This is the definition. I'm saying the adjective that we give to the Bodhichitta. For example, like say, the Matthias, amazing person. We add the word amazing. Like this, what kind of, okay, those who attend the morning sessions, Scott.
Liberate all sentient beings from suffering.
Under this definition. Okay. Say, no, this is the adjective that I give very, very often in the mornings. What happened?
What was the question?
Oh, my question is, what adjective that I give to Bodhichitta when I talk about the Bodhichitta, that to early morning, in the early morning session, those who come to early morning sessions. Anyone? Raise your hands, raise your hands. Okay, and raise your hands. Anyone else? Anyone else?
Did you say adjective or objective?
Adjective. A-D-J-A-C-T-I-V-E. Okay, what is in Hebrew? Okay, so okay, now let's listen to the, what's your name? Savita. This is just the what it is. I'm talking about the adjective. Oh no. Oh. Right in the early morning, I said that don't think that what you're doing is just a ritual. Don't think that this is a part of the retreat. No, we are deliberately doing this. We can skip the morning sessions, but we're doing this for a purpose. So I said that when the instruction is given, don't think that it is his job to say this, he's paid for that. He's not paid for that. You're getting it? So anybody who remembers? No, I know, I'm very sad. No. Okay, now let's wait to hear Joshua. Amazing. This is. Thank you. Finally, somebody rescued me. Thank you. The most beautiful mind. When I say it, I mean it. The most beautiful mind. Another word I use also. Amazing. Anyone else? There's another word that is amazingly bad. Right? Amazing is not necessarily good. Anyone else? You remember another word that I use in place of the most beautiful mind? No. Most appealing mind. I use these two words. You're getting it? Most appealing mind. The moment this mind comes to you, it is like, let's say, how many of you had that experience? You were in school, boarding school. You were in boarding school for a few months, or perhaps like 9 months, and then the vacation, the holiday, you go and you see your mom. All your body cells relax. How many felt that with hands? So this course you'll never feel it. Rahul, you felt it? Your boarding school? Boarding? Yes, boarding people will sense us. How many of you? No boarding schools? Okay, Salil, you experienced that? Or when? Okay. The question is that when you're in school, boarding school, then you have not been meeting your parents. You always miss your parents. You always miss your parents. Then after a few months, you go to your parents' house. You see the parents. You feel so beautiful, amazingly beautiful mind, amazingly beautiful mind. You just see the mother is amazingly beautiful, right? You felt that? Good. Amit? No, because you're a discolor. Yeah, discolors never felt that. This is the unfortunate part. But discolors have the plus. Every day you are fed with your affection from the parents. Every day you get it. The what do you call it? Those who go to the boarding school, what do you call them? Those who go to the day scholars? Hostelers. Okay, let's say hostelers. Okay. Hostelers, they don't get this opportunity. But they get this again. They have the strength, they have the weakness. Day scholars have strength, weakness. Okay. So this bodhicitta is extremely beautiful, so appealing in this world, believe it or not, in this universe. Let alone the world is just too small. In this whole universe, this mind is the most beautiful mind. Most beautiful mind. The moment you feel it, or moment you feel it in somebody, you see that you'll forget all your grievances. All your pains will disappear. This mind is so beautiful. The desire, and then what is this mind? The aspiration to become fully awakened for the benefit of all sentient beings. This is description. Let me repeat it, or definition. The aspiration, or to put it technically, is it is the altruistic intention to become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. It is the altruistic intention to become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. So this definition you find in Arya Maitreya's text. Arya Maitreya's text. Okay, anyone? What is that text? What is the title of this text? Okay, Carl. Ornament of clear realization. Yes. In Sanskrit, Abhisamaya Alankara. In Tibetan, Ngondokyen. In Tibetan, Ngondokyen. In Sanskrit, Abhisamaya Alankara. In English, ornament of clear realization. Very good. So here, you see the definition given there. The altruistic intention. What is bodhicitta? It is an altruistic intention to become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. Okay. Now, on the okay. So let me, before we read the text, if we just jump into the text directly, it'll take us a long time. If I give you the background, the whole structure, what is this bodhicitta, or the technique given by what you find in the text, if I explain this beforehand, you read the text, it becomes very easy for me. You getting it? Okay, for my selfish interest, to make it easier for me, I'll first explain the background, and then we'll read the text. You'll find it very easy. You'll find it easy, I'll find it easy. Okay. Bodhicitta. Bodhicitta, first let's say, historically speaking, on the planet Earth, it was first taught by the Buddha Shakyamuni. Historical Buddha Shakyamuni taught it. Then he taught two methods to generate this beautiful mind. Amazing, beautiful mind. Okay. Talia loves this word, amazing. Right? Yes. So amazingly beautiful mind. This Bodhicitta, he taught two methods. And look, His Holiness, just otherwise he has seen the worst of the situation in the world, in his life. He has seen how many, for example, popes, how many popes he has seen in his life. He encountered with Mao Zedong at a such young age. And then all this, he has seen all the generations of the communist leaders, Chinese communist leaders. And he's seen all the world, generation of the leaders. He has seen that. And he's the worst of situations in the world, he has seen that. And his mind is so calm. Only when the word Bodhicitta comes, he cannot contain his tears. This is the beauty of it. It's so beautiful. The tears of joy, to feel that, to think of all the beings. That is so beautiful. Okay, so this is something which we cannot really, so some people are born compassionate. But the bodhicitta is something, unless you are trained in bodhicitta from the past life, otherwise this thought will not come automatically. This is something that we have to learn it systematically and then practice systematically. Then you will see that it's very sophisticated, highly intricate, sophisticated thought process. Meanwhile, the more sophisticated, the more beautiful it is, the more amazing it is. This is what you'll feel. So the two methods were taught by the Buddha. One method is known as the Sevenfold cause-effect method to generate bodhicitta. The sevenfold cause-effect method to generate bodhicitta. And the other one is the method of equalizing and exchanging self for others to generate bodhicitta. The first one is the sevenfold, F-O-L-D, fold, sevenfold cause and effect method. Sevenfold cause and effect method to generate bodhicitta. Sevenfold, F-O-L-D. Sevenfold cause and effect method to generate bodhicitta. And the other one is the method of equalizing. Talia, what do you want?
Translation.
No, it's first, we just write it. Sevenfold. Huh? Okay, you write in Hebrew.
But it's okay, I will get.
Okay, thank you. So Talia is, consoling me. It's okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, so the first method, the sevenfold cause-effect method to generate bodhicitta, and second one is method of equalizing and exchanging self for others. the method of equalizing and exchanging self for others. The first method is method of the sevenfold cause effect method to generate bodhicitta, and second one is the method of equalizing and exchanging self for others. Okay, Edith, can you give a quick translation of the first method? סדולה, מה יקטע אני?
השני זה השיטה של לעשות שוויוניות, ככה שאפשר להחליף את העצמי שלי והעצמי של האחר. Equalizing זה לעשות את זה ברמה שווה, ככה שהעצמי שלי מתחלף עם העצמי של האחר. Should I repeat it?
Repeat it. The first one.
אז הראשון זה 7 אפשרויות של סיבה ותוצאה, זו שיטה כדי לייצר בודיצ'יטה. השני זה שיטה של לעשות איזשהו שוויון, כך שאני אוכל להחליף את העצמי שלי בעצמי של האחר, וככה לייצר בודיצ'יטה.
Good. Okay. Now we are doing the second method, the method of equalizing and exchanging self for others. So these two methods were taught by the Buddha, and the Buddha passed down these two methods to two different enlightened masters. The first method, the sevenfold cause of a method, was passed down to Arya Maitreya. Arya Maitreya, the future Buddha. Arya Maitreya, the first method, sevenfold cause effect method, was passed down to Arya Maitreya. Then Arya Maitreya passed it down to Arya Sangha, and the Arya Sangha passed down to the many teachers, and finally came down to Lama Sedlingpa in Indonesia. Suju, Josu. Hey, Suju, your name? Sunjo. Sunjo from Indonesia? Or from where? From Sikkim. Okay, I thought. Is there anybody from Indonesia? Okay. So the Lama Selingpa from Indonesia. Lama Selingpa was a prince of Indonesia back then, 11th century AD. He was a prince. And back then, Indonesia was just the Buddhists everywhere. Everywhere were practicing bodhicitta, particularly Lama Selingpa students. Then from Lama Selingpa, Lama Atisha Dibungari Sri Gyana, Lama Atisha, short Lama Atisha. And Lama Atisha was invited to Tibet. He went to Indonesia, learned all this from Lama Selingpa, came back to India, then was invited to Tibet, and from Tibet it just spread, and now we got from His Holiness the Dalai Lama. So this is the lineage. This is the first one. Okay, let me say this once more. The Buddha taught the sevenfold cause effect method and passed it down to Arya Maitreya. Arya Maitreya passed down to Arya Sangha. Arya Sangha then passed down to generations later, Lama Selingpa from Indonesia. And Lama Selingpa passed down to Lama Atisha. And Lama Atisha brought to Tibet. And then from there now is passed down to the many teachers. And then finally we got from His Holiness the Dalai Lama. This is one. Then the other one, the method of equalizing and exchanging self for others, it again taught by the Buddha, passed down to Arya Manjushri. From Arya Manjushri, passed down to Arya Nagarjuna. From Arya Manjushri, passed down to Arya Nagarjuna. From Arya Nagarjuna, many teachers in between, and finally, 8th century AD, Bodhisattva Shanti Deva. Nagarjuna and many teachers in between. Nagarjuna, 1st century AD, and then in 8th century AD, finally it got passed on to Bodhisattva Shantideva. Bodhisattva Shantideva, and whose text we're going to study to this the retreat. And Bodhisattva Shantideva from there in 11th century, again many teachers in between, passed down to Lama Sedlingpa, same teacher, Lama Sedlingpa, Lama Adisha to Tibet, His Holiness the Dalai Lama. So the Lama Sedlingpa and Lama Adisha, these two are the two confluence, the points of confluence of the two traditions. The two traditions come together in one person, one teacher. From there, then the two traditions go together, and what we got from His Holiness is both the traditions. So we have both. But what we are studying here is the second method. Okay, so this is the lineage, how this teaching came to us. Okay, we'll stop here. Yes.
Like you mentioned a lot of names, some are called Arya, Acharya, Bodhisattva, and Lama. So how the designations are put?
Okay, this is a good question. So is it just random that you just give the epithets to these teachers, or there's a reason there? Some referred to as Arya, some referred to as Acharya, some referred to as Lama, some referred to as what? Bodhisattva. Okay, so let's say Aryas. We cannot say anybody as Arya very easily. For example, Arya Nagarjuna, Arya Sangha, two of them are the prophesied. The Buddha made the prophecy that these two will come as Aryas. So therefore they are referred to as Aryas. Aryas meaning somebody who has seen emptiness directly. When you see emptiness directly, your name? Offering. When offering sees emptiness directly, then it becomes Arya offering. You're getting it? When Sharon sees emptiness directly, Arya Sharon. You're getting it? And then Talia. Arya Talia. Okay. So it's not just random. Anybody who says emptiness directly, you are given the epithet Arya. That's Arya. Next, the Acharya is more like the scholar. A scholar. That's very generic. Say anybody who is a great scholar, you can just say Acharya. That's fine. Acharya Nagarjuna is fine. There's nothing wrong. But he has a special epithet which is not applicable to others. Arya Nagarjuna. Then the Bodhisattva. Some of the teachers like Bodhisattva Shantideva and let's say Bodhisattva Arideva, Bodhisattva Chandrakshita, who came to Tibet, who was invited to Tibet. So these beings, how they demonstrated the activities to benefit the beings, his disciples and people on a large scale, they see that they are the embodiments of Bodhisattva. So they somehow they got the epithet Bodhisattvas. So Lama is a Tibetan word. Somebody who is on high level realizations. So Lama Atisha, Lama Selingpa, this is the Tibetan way of addressing somebody of high realizations. Very good question, thank you. Pagye toje shage reso chon shenge meto Dege bonjomba Dege lumbo tabo jebe ko shage gebo Kela cha se lo Oh, Mone, Mahamona Yeswa. Oh, Mone, Mahamona Yeswa. Oh, Mone, Munaye Swaha. Om Muni Muni Mahamunaye Swaha. Om Muni Muni Mahamunaye Swaha. Om Muni Muni Mahamunaye Swaha.